gosh, I'm so hungry. It's like, hey, Mr. Ricardo!
Oh, hi, Miss Seyfried. How are you?
I'm really hungry. You've got some food there.
Yeah, I've got this bread and cheese, and I'm wondering how much cheese I need to cover the surface area of this piece of bread.
Well, that's easy. You
It
just
is?
have to figure out the surface area.
How do I do that?
Well, we remember what the formula for surface area is, don't we?
What is it?
Length times
Oh, right.
width.
Length times width. So I just need to measure the
Right.
length of this piece of bread, and it's 9 centimeters.
Wow.
And then I measure the width of this piece of bread,
It's the same.
and it's 8 centimeters.
Wow, that's almost a perfect square.
So if we multiply those two, we get 72 square centimeters.
Okay, now you know how much cheese you need.
That means that if I take one of these pieces of cheese, it should cover the 72 square centimeters.
It's perfect.
That is perfect.
That must mean that the surface area of the cheese is exactly 72 centimeters squared.
It is. Well,
Love it.
now I can make my sandwich. So, I'm going to take another piece of bread
Uh-huh.
and another piece of cheese.
Perfect.
And, hey, let's have another piece of bread.
Oh, come on. We're hungry.
Okay. Now this has not just 2 dimensions anymore. It's got
Right.
3 dimensions.
Yeah,
it's got
'cause it's-
length and width and height.
Right.
So knowing that, I could now calculate the volume, could I not?
We could because our formula changes. Now it's volume equals length times width times height. I already know my length and my width, right? Well, what's my height? I don't know
All
that.
right. Well, let's find out.
I betcha.
If I take my ruler and put it here, it's got a height of 4.
Oh, so close.
4 centimeters.
Okay. Now I need to multiply. I can just take my 72 and multiply it by 4.
Well, wait a minute. Isn't 72 the same as the surface area?
It is. So I can actually write my formula a different way. I could say volume equals surface area times height.
Ah,
Wow.
knowing that, we would say 72 times 4
Uh-huh.
equals 288 cubic centimeters.
And I have to put cubic because it's 3 units instead of 2.
Ah, that's easy. Well,
288 centimeters cubed waiting
I'm
to
ready
be
to eat my
eaten.
sandwich.
What do you mean your sandwich? I'm hungry.
Oh, are you? Well, I could always cut this in half and we could
would ya?
share it.
That would be so nice. Thank you, Mr. McCarter. Boy,
See
talk
if I
about good
can
timing,
get
huh?
this right down the middle here.
I love the way you're cutting it right down the middle on a diagonal.
So if the whole volume of the sandwich
Right.
was 288 cubic centimeters,
That's how much I'm going to eat, right?
wouldn't it just go to say that the volume of half of it is 144 cubic centimeters?
Right, because we're taking the 288 and we're dividing it in half because we're getting half each. So 288 divided by 2 equals 144. And do I still use the centimeters cubed, Mr.
Of
McCarter?
course, because it's cubic centimeters.
All right. I'm
Now-
loving it.
But how can we prove that?
We don't
Can
have
we
to-
measure?
Well, all right. Let's measure then. I'm so
Now, the
hungry.
formula for area of a triangle,
Oh, let me put that in red. Area of a triangle. Now, Mr. McCarter, I think it's fantastic that you actually took a square, or a rectangle, sorry. You took a rectangle and you cut it down diagonally and it created 2 triangles.
that's right. Now, if we take the area of a triangle,
Yeah.
which, correct me if I'm wrong, is that base times height divided by 2?
It is.
Well, let's measure. The base of my sandwich is 9 centimeters.
Okay. Hey, same as,
Oh yeah.
right? Same as my surface area.
The height of my triangle is 8 centimeters. Same again. 9 times 8 divided by 2.
Okay. The height, you say?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Now we know the surface. Now we can calculate the surface area
Uh-huh.
of our triangle.
Yes.
And that would be 9 times 8 is 72. Divided by 2 is 36.
Okay.
So if the area...
And what unit do I use?
Oh, that would be square centimeters.
Of course.
Because we were talking about surface area.
Surface area.
Well, now that we know the surface area of the triangle, wouldn't it then make sense that if I know the surface area of the triangle and I multiply that by the height of the sandwich, I would get the volume of the half sandwich?
Correct.
Well, let's try that. So my height is 4.
Right.
So
We need to stop. We need to stop.